Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a review for you guys and it is of a palette that I have used today, and I'm just so excited to well, I'm just really so excited to sort of review this for you guys. I was kind enough to be sent this from Bperfect, and I literally remember seeing like all of these people on Instagram opening up this amazing package from Bperfect, and I was like, oh damn, you know, I'm so like jealous. And then just so happens I got home and I was like, oh my god, what's in this box? And I opened it up and it's just insane. Like, let me show you the box that it came in. So it came in a box like this, and then in the actual box obviously you had like a little note and stuff, but you had like a little invitation and stuff with all this really cool like holographic. Oh, look how absolutely beautiful that is. I keep finding it everywhere though. Yeah, inside I received this absolutely beautiful, amazing, oh, just the packaging, like I'm just in awe of it. So this is the Bperfect Cosmetics Sub-Zero Highlight Collection in collaboration with Mmmmitchell. So this contains 7 highlight shades. It says capture the light from space with the Mmmmitchell Sub-Zero Highlight and Topper Palette. This 7-piece sublime highlight palette created with the King of Highlight contains 6 carefully pressed powders and an OTT topper. The secret to making that highlight pop. First and foremost, packaging amazing, absolutely stunning. It is really, really breathtaking. There is no doubt about it. So when you open it up, you will have something that looks a little bit like this. You get a little sort of slip at the top so that nothing transfers onto the mirror, which I will take off afterwards. But as you can see, this is a really good palette if you guys are makeup artists and you're wanting to use like a diverse range of highlights. This is going to be like the one-stop eyeshadow, the highlight palette for you. In terms of formula, because this is one thing I wanted to chat about, this formula has almost like a very waxy, it's not very waxy, but it has some sort of wax in the actual ingredients, which makes it really good for sort of staying onto the skin. It doesn't budge in water as well, which is absolutely amazing. And I feel like it just gives this really like creamy finish to the highlight as well. I'm going to use 2 brushes to show you sort of how it sort of applies. So I'm just going to take sort of a domed packed brush that looks like this, and then I'm also going to take a fan brush, which basically is going to give you a bit more of a sheer finish to the actual skin. I'm going to go in firstly with Mmmmitchell, which is just there. Now this is a topper, so it's going to go over a highlight. Let me just show you actually how it's going to use. Just like this on the brush. Because of its colour, it's going to give you obviously that lighter top to oh my god, now I'm addicted to putting things on and I think I've put way too much on. So yeah, this is going to go over your highlights just to give you that extra boost, that extra pop of colour. So this is, we are now more zoomed in. Bit of a plug as well. I've also filmed this makeup look if you're interested. So this is Mmmmitchell on its own. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's just got this really nice sort of faint top to it. It's how it's going to look sort of on the finger. And just like that, but nobody ever uses their finger to really ever put on highlight. So I'm going to go in with a fan brush, which is just picked up here, and as you guys can see, this is going to be a consistent thing throughout the whole palette, you know, or whenever you're using these brushes, because this brush will always give you less product. The shade I'm going to go in with is in Blankets, which is just here, and I feel like this has got a bit more of a holographic sort of vibe to it. It's got that very nice pinky undertone, which, you know, is sort of in theme with the actual palette, which is really nice. I am going to swatch them on my finger just so you can see sort of the shade. Just pop that just there, which is what it looks like. And then of course, as you guys know, I'm going to go in with a fan brush so you guys can see the difference. So this is beautiful. It's a bit more of a pinky undertone, but it is quite luminous. So the next shade, which is probably my favourite shade of the whole palette because I think it really works for me, is the shade Made It, which is just up here. Now on the face, I don't feel like swatches actually do any justice, to be 110% honest, because I feel like on the face it looks completely different. Like, can you see just from that? I'm gonna look like a disco ball. Yeah, it is definitely different when you've got all your makeup on and stuff like that. So that's what that looks like. Absolutely 110% blinding, but should you not favour something like that, that's how sort of sheer and beautiful it's going to look with a fan brush. See if you guys can see this a lot better. Maybe I probably need to dim the lights, to be quite honest. But that's how it's looking, just like that. So the next shade we're going to go in with is Baby, which is this really nice like pinky undertoned one just here. So I picked this up on a brush. Now what I like to do is I tend to mix this shade with Made It, because it is a bit more of a, because it is quite pinky and I don't necessarily like pinky undertoned highlights, on top it just looks absolutely beautiful. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of a bit more champagne-y there, to be honest. Can you see just there where I've popped it? Yeah, it doesn't do any justice, and it doesn't help as well. Like, most of these are my skin shade, which is not a bad thing, but it's crap when it comes to swatching. The next shade I'm going to take is Lifestyle, which is probably a bit more of a, it's going to be a bit too much of a dark shade for me. However, when I'm tanned, might be able to get away with it, but that's what it looks like. And there's nothing, oh my god, look at that for an eyeshadow. Oh my god, that's absolutely beautiful. It's almost like Gilded Honey, actually, come to think of it, but a bit of a darker shade. But that is going to look absolutely stunning if you have a bit more of like a caramel complexion. But I think if you are on sort of the tanned-ish side, you can get away with a fan brush, because what it does is it sort of picks up on the top pearls. If you can see just there, it picks up on the top pearl, so it's just going to give you, I need to stop. The next shade, and again I'm probably going to be using this one for more so either like a bronzing topper or something for when I'm like really tanned, but mainly for an eyeshadow. So this is Body Oddy, and this is more like a coppery brown shade. So I'm just going to show you swatched how that transfers, and I wish you guys, like, if you have this palette, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's got a very creamy texture to it that almost feels waxy, but it makes everything just look so beautiful. And then just on a fan brush, and again, remember, it picks up on the top sort of pearly shade, so it's not going to come off as sort of harsh. But I still, do you know what, I think if you're tanned or if you've got like a caramel complexion, don't let the shade put you off, you know, thinking it's going to be too dark, because actually if you put that on top, that's going to look absolutely stunning. Last but not least, I do want to show you the next shade, which I don't know if you guys can see this here, but it's a bit more textured, and it's a bit flaky, but it's nothing that you can't blend in. So even though it has got a different texture to the rest, you can blend this in, but just be aware, you guys might not have it actually in this palette, it might just be my palette, but it is a different texture. But look how beautiful this is. It's a bit more of a gunmetal bronze rather than like a super warm bronze. You see just on, oh, apart from that hair, just on the brush, it's a little bit more flaky, but again, this one is like a true bronzy gold. This is one of my favorite ones, and that's how that looks. How pretty is that? So they were the full swatches, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm hoping this is going to be a short video, to be honest, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the way I swatch things, because swatching things is like a really, it's quite a controversial thing, to be honest, because we end up swatching things and it doesn't come off nice, but it looks beautiful on the eye, and we're given a false review and that type of thing. So just be careful with swatches. But I wanted to show you how they swatch with 3 different textures: finger, the dome brush, and then also the fan brush as well. But these double up as eyeshadows as well, so please don't just limit them to highlight shades. But it is a very blinding palette. It's a texture I've not come across before. I do actually just want to show you some dupes that I have, or not necessarily dupes, because I think this palette is really good value for money. I'll pop all that those bits and bobs down below. But if you have any of the products that I'm about to show you at home, they are quite similar, but the texture is much different. I don't actually have any dupes for the actual topper here, which is that's the shade, is because it has that really nice like bluey sort of silvery undertone. Blankets, which is the pinky sort of undertoned one. Again, unfortunately I don't have another one. I'm just checking these. Oh, okay, so I kind of have one that's similar, but it hasn't got the pinky undertone, so you might have to use a topper on top of that. But from the Solstice palette from Sleek, this shade here, if you can see it, it's sort of a pinky. Well, it's a bit more, actually, they look nothing alike. So, oh, I don't know. I mean, no, it's a bit more pinky undertone. So this one here is the one from Mmmmitchell, just there, and then this is the one from the Solstice palette. The next one is Made It, and I feel like this is probably going to be the most dupeable one, if that's a word. So this here is Made It, and I just want to show you, I think in comparison, one I have that's quite similar is again from the Solstice palette, and this, oh, they're actually identical, I'm not even kidding. So it's this shade here from the Solstice palette. That's what they look like. I'm trying to think which one is... Ah, no. I know which one's the Mmmmitchell one because it's a lot creamier. So this one here is the one from Mmmmitchell, and this one here is the one from Solstice. I want to show you in comparison with... This one might work. It's Double Gleam from MAC, which is another favourite one of mine. A bit more champagne-y, I suppose. So that one just there is the one from MAC. And then also I wanted to show you Mary Lou. Oh no, that's definitely more champagne-y. So yeah, that one there is Mary Lou. The next shade, which is Baby, which is this one here. The only one I think I have, and I'm going to try another one, is Moonstone from the yeah, that's almost identical. So Moonstone from the ABH Glow Kit in Sun Dipped. I'm not going to show you it because one of the shades is actually cracked and I need to end up doing something with it. This one here is Baby from the Mitchell palette, and this one here is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Oh, sorry, this one here is, oh my god, I'm losing my mind. This one here is from the Mmmmitchell palette, and then this one here is the one from the Sun Dipped palette. So I think they're relatively similar, again, in their basic undertone, but just slight sort of differences. Lifestyle, which is the goldy, really nice beautiful shade just there, that one is Lifestyle. I don't know actually, and I'm not 110% sure that I've got an exact dupe, but I've got one here from Gosh, and this is their giant, it is giant, like this is my face, the Giant Sun Powder. This no, actually this is a bit different because this has more of a peachy undertone. So this one here is the Sun Dip one, this one here is from... Yep, okay, so that was an absolute fail because they are 110% completely different. Body Oddy Oddy, which is the bottom one just there. I think the only one that I've got relatively similar, and again, I didn't realise actually I bought this product. They're kind of similar, but I think the one that I have here has got more of a gold undertone. So this is Gold Deposit from MAC. And Gold Deposit is just on this finger here. Yeah, again, slightly different. So the one at the top is from MAC, and then the bottom one is from the Mmmmitchell palette. But the last one I want to try is OTT. I realised what I've actually done, you guys. The OTT is actually the topper, I think. No, I think I've ballsed up this video like completely. So I read it as, and an OTT topper, the secret to making that highlight pop, but I thought it was this one here, but actually apparently it's OTT, I think. I don't know if you have this palette, please help me. But the only thing I have in comparison is something from Sleek, and this is their Precious Metals shade, and I'm going to go in with this bottom shade just here. Yeah, and that's really the only sort of comparison I've got there with OTT. So anyway, on that note, there are a few dupes. Some worked, some didn't, but that is just the game of life. I do think to some extent, guys, the highlights can look similar on the face anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see how I did this makeup look, then please stay tuned. It will be on my channel. And other than that, have a fantastic build up to Christmas, and I shall see you soon. Bye.